Should be back online, everyone. I apologize greatly for the interruption. We have completed the game 2 of this series. The Frogs have tied it up 1-1, and as I have eliminated the turret rule, we will now go on to our secret tiebreaker. I'll let all the players know about this. As the viewers, you guys will hear about it before the players do. The secret tiebreaker is a Jax versus Jax mirror match. 1v1. I personally am a Jax main. He is one of my favorite champions to play alongside picks like Thresh and Jarvan. And I have promoted Jax all the time in my Vibing community. And I feel it would be appropriate that to wrap up this tournament, we can wrap it up with some Jax. I've now informed all 10 players about this, so we'll be seeing the outcome very soon. Here we have it. The context for all this is a Jax v Jax 1v1 mirror match, unless we are down to play a third game. I'll give the players the option, although I understand that it's getting pretty late. We're really we're really pushing the hours here. Initially, this event was only supposed to run from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, but because of various delays, we've pushed it this far, and we've tied the series 1-1. Alrighty. Well, I've asked the players, and they're looking to play a third and final game. I'll confirm it with all the players, and I'll invite them. Let's bring everyone in here. Create a custom Howling Abyss. And I'll ask which side will Vibing start on. They get side selection as they lost that match. I'm waiting. I made the wrong lobby type just now. I said it's a blind pick, but it has to be a draft pick. I opted for Ajax 1v1 because it would be fitting in the theme of me, but if it's not popular, if it just doesn't work with the players, I won't force them. I won't force them to play it. The whole point of the tournament is to have fun. I'll now grab all the players into a lobby. Here, I'll send invites. I guess I'll apologize to players once more, because they have to put up with my nonsense. I could have just hosted a third and final game without question. Let's get all the players in here. Right now, I'm just waiting on the players. There isn't a whole lot to see. I guess I can show you guys who all's here right now. With this third and final game, we'll wrap up the series. And then it will be all over. All 5 players for Noonquiver have shown up. The frogs just need their last member to join. And then we can start this last game. This pre-game lobby and champ select are the only times where we can see the players concurrently with what they're seeing. It's the only time we don't have a 3-minute veil in between us and them. Waiting right now for all the players to show up. But yeah, we are getting a little later into the night, and when scheduling this match, I recognize that it wouldn't be possible for some people to make it all the way through. At least if we were to go this long. So I'm glad that the players are able to show up. It's definitely been very entertaining for me to watch their competition. All 10 players are here. Okay. People are announcing that they're ready. So far, I got 6 out of 10 saying R. 7R. 8R. What about the last 2? 9. And now I'm waiting for one more person. One more unique username to type that letter R. We've got 3 capitals and 6 uppercase. Or 6 lowercase. We don't have all 10 just yet. But before long, we'll have every person in both rosters ready to play our third and final game. This will be the only best of 3 in the entire tournament. We'll give people time to catch up. In the meantime, I'll show you guys some of the stats that I compiled earlier in the stream. Those are the rules. And here is the pick band for the... Here's the pick band present for all the series before finals. A lot of priority on Malphite. Again, we're just waiting for everyone to show up. We have lots of priority on certain picks, partly because of champ pool and partly because those champs are just really strong in ARAM. You can't run away super easily from champs like Yorick, Alistar, Malphite, and Mumu. The map is simply too cramped for that, and so their advantages get multiplied more so than do other champs. I'll ask to confirm. Frogs ready, vibing ready. Alrighty. Let them start. Now this will be the final pick ban of the series. We extended it by an extra game. I didn't anticipate that. Although at the same time, I could have imagined that the Jax 1v1 mirror match would not have been very popular. Malphite gets taken away without question. Not too much hesitation on who to remove, and that big guy is definitely an important pick. Aphelios gets taken away, swiped off the hands of Anime, who voiced in the chat that they wanted to play Aphelios, but that champ will not be picked at all, banned every single game against him. And Amumu will be taken away. That duo engaged team from all the way back in Game 1 of Frogs versus Tiamat will be removed. Samira gets taken away, and the Frogs will not have to relive the nightmare that they faced in Game 1 of this series, where Samira picked up over 20 kills and did lots of damage to 4 or even all 5 of the Frogs members in each ult engage. Nautilus gets taken away. All 3 of the bans for Vibing are frontliners that the Frogs have already played in this tournament. Lots of priority on those picks. And Orianna's taken away. Neither team's going to pick the Robot Lady now. No one will get the Shockwaves, and so far, the team that's picked Orianna in this tournament has a 100% win rate. Whether that be between the Frogs and Tiamat, or between Club Agony and Noonquiver, or in this series. The team that's picked Orianna has won, and now she's off the table. I think that will make the drafts more interesting. We'll get some variety without her AoE damage. Jinx gets hovered and locked in by Anime, who played it in the Club Agony series. Jinx gets locked in, Talon gets hovered once more, although he has not been locked in by any team this tournament. Talon Maokai. Interesting combination. Maokai is definitely super strong in this cramped map, where his ult does in fact cover the entire lane. And to make matters worse, Maokai ult does speed up as it goes farther along. Anivia gets picked. Super strong in ARAM. S+ tier, I would say, with her immense wave clear and close range damage. Way's being hovered. Way will make, I believe this is the 3rd appearance of the tournament if he gets picked right now. Leona gets locked in instead, making a repeat appearance from Game 1 of the series. And Galio too. We're running back the frontliners from Game 1 for Vibing. It's maybe the reason they picked blue side, so that they can have an advantageous first pick, and then react with their duos. Meanwhile, the Frogs, they're going to pick their next duo. and the Frogs have the advantage of having the 5th and final counter pick of the whole game. Someone to tie things all together. Will they lock into this Deja Vu team comp from Game 1? Ornn, strong frontliner. We're having lots of AoE CC. Lots of defensive CC, I should say. And now Zeri gets hovered. Ezreal gets locked in instead. Yet another Ezreal game for the Frogs, who now have more people to peel for that as. His bodyguards change every lobby, I swear. Kindred hovers Kindred. That will be very interesting if that gets locked in. We'll have a double marksman team comp, if that's the case. What will this be? This is Vibing's last chance to pick what they want for the entire tournament. Kindred brand. And so we have it. The final picks. Zeri gets hovered once more. And she gets locked in. That's the last champion of the whole series, Zeri. A new face to bring in. Alright, alright, alright. Both teams now, I believe the unique picks for the tournament coming from this champ select are Kindred, Zeri, and Anivia. I'm not sure if Maokai has been included in a past draft. But we can take a look, fortunately. Maokai has been locked in. At least once, yes. And so, Kindred, Zeri, Anivia. 3 more unique picks to conclude the entire tournament. Now we'll wait on a 2-minute spectator delay. As the clock ticks down, I'd like to look at both team comps and appreciate their strengths, as we must always do so in a game mode as heavily reliant on team comp as ARAM. The team comp on the side of Vibing is very balanced, and you could envision that as a normal Summoner's Rift team comp almost. Some picks might be rare for the role that they serve, but you can definitely view that as a draft team comp. You could also argue the same thing for the side of... You could also argue the same thing for the side of the Frogs. They've got picks that conceivably belong to the 5 roles. You do have double marksmen, but it's not like we've never seen Ezreal or Zeri wander outside the bot lane before. Minute and 31 seconds now on spectator delay. And I, once again, would like to thank the players for being able to stick it out this long. They're definitely very patient. And again, the tournament would not exist if it were not for these players. Their availability and their enthusiasm for the game is what allows the whole event to happen. Greatly appreciative of that. We don't have a whole lot of time left. 37 seconds now. 35 seconds. At the start of Season 1, so after the end of beta testing for League of Legends, 40 champions existed in the game. We're now up to 170 with the release of Mel. We're now going to get in game. Hopefully. I'm hoping to get in game. And we're looking at Champ Select. Look at all these beautiful champions. Look what Riot has delivered. I greatly appreciate everyone's confidence this series as they are playing their hearts out. And I hope all of them have been having fun. I'll speak with the players after the series. Here we see both teams. Blue side and red side. They're taking the portals. I don't know if anyone has voiced their desire to hold truce before the minions spawn. Ask for people to dance. Let's go. Look at him go. Look at him feed that portal. We might see the portal explode for a third and final time in this series. Oh, it's been fed another biscuit. And it exploded! I'll try to count up how many portals there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have vision inside this bush unless I turn off vision. So, unless I turn off Fog of War. So, there are at least that many that I counted. Plus, there's a little guy hanging on the ledge. And now the minions are about to crash, and here's where the violence begins. Final game of the entire series. The entire tournament hangs on this match. Ooh, BestAsianWill lands a 4-person stun, throws the tornado behind them so no one can escape, and Bran gets massive damage, and first blood goes over to Anime at only minute 16 seconds of the series. Level 4 is attained by Vibing. They're here to play and they're here to compete. Game 3 is very exciting already. We're not getting a slow-paced match like we did for the early game of Game 2. More poke comes out, and they're throwing no punches at all. Those minions, they started red, they're even redder, and they're deader now. Claimed all by Vibing. GreyMercury throws out some W's, and his Zeri is looking pretty low, as BestAsianWill hangs out in the wings, looking for an engage on the Galio, and Robe secures a health pack for his team. Arcane shifting away defensively, preventing any engage from catching him. Now Vibing and the Frogs go back and forth. This final match, once again, as I will repeat, things kind of slow down. We'll see when the next engage is, but right now Vibing have the minion waves constantly shoved, and the double melees for the 2 melee 3 range team comp for the Frogs are currently playing it a little slow, playing defensive to make sure not a single drop of blood is given over for Vibing. Both teams still going back and forth. Vibing are constantly shoving the wave, and some big poke goes out from the Zeri onto the brand. Health packs get grabbed. Vibing have yet to grab either of their 2 health packs, while the Frogs have absorbed both, which shows the danger that Vibing pose in this early game, at least with the field position they have gained. Maokai's thrown out saplings, but bad bush control isn't too helpful necessarily when your team is backed up against the turret. And that turret is being willed away kind of fast. This demolition crew has shown up to party. Robes gets poked away. Ooh, and BestAsianWill grabs another 3-person engage while KillerRoboConner dives deep, gets hit by the turret, and ultimately falls to GreyMercury, who grabs the first kill of the Game 3 for the Frogs. And BestAsianWill throws out a raw snowball and sneaks it past the ranks of the Frogs and gets the kill onto the marksman. Another walk forward and taunt, snares 2 people this time. 4, 3, and 2 is how many have been caught. The Galio flashes away, but ultimately falls. But not long after, the Maokai also dies, and double kill goes over to the Jinx, whose Super Mega Death Rocket now benefits Vibing this game rather than the Frogs. And GreyMercury is seeing 2 low health, low mana champions, but ultimately sits back to scale up on the Zeri, having picked up, looking at their inventory, a Static Shiv, first completed item for the Zeri. And in fact, that's the first completed item for the entire map. Kills right now, 5-3 in favor of Vibing. 4 minutes into the game. BestAsianWill is pacing back and forth. Anivia is holding out a storm as cold as absolute zero to zone away some of the members of Vibing. Now the storm appears again. Galio pushes forward and manages to snare the Maokai, but Ornn's Call of the Forge God comes out and hits the backliners of Vibing. GreyMercury explodes with lightning and gets a double kill, looking to get a triple, a quadra, maybe even a pentakill. The only pentakill in this series. Triple kill goes over to the Zeri. Shut down, picked up onto the Jinx, and Meowriah has slain Kindred Rainbow on the Kindred, as Bran plays defensively, watching the turret take lots of damage to the Frogs' allies, as lots of damage comes out onto Maokai, who is picked off by the brand. Hero's Entrance comes out. Shutdown gets picked off on the Zeri onto the Leona. And now Vibing have regains the momentum as their health bars remain low and their waves are still being decimated. But they push forward, not letting the frogs control the midsection of the map. And now the frogs' reinforcements have arrived, fresh and healthy, ready to fight once again. This is a pretty ult-heavy comp from the frogs, as Maokai, Ornn, Zeri do not have their ults just yet. We've attained a lull now. Two teams waiting for the minions to crash, waiting for something to happen. And often the success of the team that pushes is what determines the flow of the game. You can force people's hand by shoving minion waves after all, because no waves means no turrets. Both teams now continue to posture, and the frogs have gained the positional momentum. Ornn goes in for a dash and catches the Leona and buffers the taunt very well. Galio goes in but doesn't get any knockups. Meanwhile, the Anivia wall is trapping the squishies of Vibing. And the Solar Flare catches two people as Galio moves forward and gives a kill over to Kindred Rainbow, picking off the Ornn as Jinx procs the lethal tempo but gets snared by the Nature's Grass. And ultimately, the remaining carries of Vibing will be picked away by the frogs, and Ace goes over to the Ezreal. Looking at the kill totals, 8-12 in favor of the frogs. This is looking pretty good for the red side team. 7 kills right now on the Zeri, who is doing phenomenal this game, I gotta say. Very well performing, but the Zeri does get snared, does get caught by the snowball. Manages to escape though, lots of peel from a team comp with lots of bodyguards for the squishies. And now the frogs celebrate their victory with a nice health pack, although the official name is Health Relic. I guess I could call it that. The frogs continue playing aggressive as Maokai gets a deep dive in, and Kindred almost claims the kill onto Zeri, but Zeri escapes death this time. KillerRoboConner flashes forward to get the kill, but doesn't quite pick it up. Meanwhile, Jinx has been in the background gunning down all these champions. Double kill goes over to the Jinx. Galio flashes away in order to avoid another turret shot, and an ace goes over to Vibing, who pick up 5 and now auto-attack the turret. The frogs have done more damage to their opponent's turret, and they return with Meowriah on the Anivia, pushing away this wave and clearing it as easily as any Anivia can. Ooh, looking very dangerous right now. The two frontliners of the frogs pushing forward, looking for more violence as the Zeri gets engaged upon and taunted, laughed at by the Galio, who eventually falls to the Zeri. And now the fire comes raining down onto Maokai, burns by the brand. Right now my screen is frozen. I'm looking to resume the action. And the action does resume. Vibing right now sitting 4 versus 5. Numbers advantage in favor of the frogs, who leap towards their opponents and look to get the first turret kill of this series, of this game. But first turret will not be claimed just yet by either side. The frogs definitely have control of these bushes though, and with that they can use their deadly frontliners very effectively. And now Ezreal ulting, smacking the Kindred with True Shot Barrage. Lamb's Respite is ready, and so are the ults for all 5 of Vibing's members. Solar Flare comes out, that's one ult. Galio gets a big taunt, including both the ADCs for the frogs. Goes back in, continues engaging. This might be an angle for the frogs to come back as Anivia wall comes out and Ornn charges into it. Galio gets another snowball in while Ornn is left by his lonesome, zoning away the squishies. Maokai, that's actually who it is, gets arrowed down by the Kindred. And Kindred's now poked super low by Anivia. Overall, the fight goes slightly in favor of Vibing in terms of kills, but now the frogs have a push advantage, and they won't get the turret just yet. but they are definitely heavily looking forward to it. Brand steps forward and eats a lot of poke. That could be really game-changing in a later team fight. Leona lands a snowball, but her target, the Ezreal, walks too far away for a safe engage. I'm definitely enjoying this game. 33 kills total in 10 minutes, 30 seconds. That's an average of 3 kills a minute. I love these types of games. There's lots of fighting. Ooh. Call of the Forge God comes out, gets thrown away, and the Ram makes sure that Brand does not participate in this team fight at all. The two frontliners for Vibing are currently diving in 2v4 against the rest of the Frogs. Meanwhile, Maokai is facing off against the two ADCs, and again, taken down pretty low as Kindred throws out Wolf, but Wolf can't hold off 5 members, who are still marching very strong, ready to shove waves and ready to kill this turret with 2 ADCs without any other peel. The Nature's Grasp comes out, the Super Mega Death Rocket claims the kill onto Maokai, and Brand's Pyroclasm does a lot of damage, but no one gets hit with 3 procs of any of Brand's hits, and therefore the passive does not, the upgrade passive doesn't trigger. The Frogs walk away with another victory. Looking at everyone's items, I'll give you guys a quick peek. Some people have hit 2, most have just hit 1. Engage comes out from Leona, who's now diving underneath the enemy's turret as Galio follows up on the other, on the upper side of the map, but ultimately can't get any follow-up as his ADCs are too low right now to safely come up. Vibing, I don't believe they can take this turret as Anivia will just hold the minions there and kill them all. Alright, right now Vibing back up to fight again, and the Frogs definitely ready to retaliate. They've had a very successful playstyle in this tournament, taking both Vibing teams 1-1, and there's a possibility they win this series as well, going 2-1 and sweeping both Vibing teams. More damage comes out, more damage. Alright. Now, we're seeing what could be a big engage angle from the Maokai, whose Nature's Grasp comes out, and the Call of the Forge God lands multiple people low. There's engages on 2 halves of the map right now. I'll show you what the Vibing ADCs are looking at. Meanwhile, the carries for the Frogs are pushing forward, feeling very confident in their buddies to peel for them as the Brand W doesn't get any hits. Ornn does get suspended in midair by the hero's entrance, though, but that ultimately doesn't matter as he gets the kill into Kindred. Ezreal gets the kill into Leona, and Ornn is super low and walks away, even emoting in the in front of the Galio, who gets a charge in and does get the kill onto the Ornn. And now Galio is living a pretty long time as the damage composition is pretty heavily magic damage. And now ultimately with the Jinx Rocket gets a kill for Vibing onto the Ezreal. This is a pretty nasty match, but I do get this feeling that the Frogs are in the lead, and they are definitely in the kill lead. 27-19 in their favor. It's about 14 minutes. We don't have turret plates in Howling Abyss, but if this were Summoner's Rift, then those plates would drop and turrets would die even faster. Yes. Here we go. The Ornn, the Maokai, the vanguard of the Frogs, take each half of the map, cover in to see which side they need to engage from or retaliate from. True Shot Barrage nails 3 people. Crucially, 2 of them are the carries. Leona goes in pretty deep, and Maokai is retreating back to cover his allies, pushing forward to buy some time. Kindred Rainbow claims the kill, while Zeri ults and ultimately does fall to the carries of Vibing. Meanwhile, Galio is pushing forward for a pretty long time. Ornn throws down the Bellows Breath, but gets snared by the Brand and looks like he will perish to that Brand passive And Llune does pick up the kill onto the Ornn. Jinx tanks some turret shots from the Frog's turret, which does slow down the shove just a bit, and Kindred's going for more kills. The hero's entrance comes out, but I don't know if this is going to do anything, as it was only there to peel a dead ally. Now the Frogs looking pretty healthy right now, while Vibing's members are not so much. The True Shot Barrage manages to clip the brand. And now looking at everyone's items before the two teams start butting heads and killing each other again. We have 3 items for Zeri. She has been very formidable this game, and the Anivia and Ezreal are no slouch as well. 3 items for this Ezreal: Serilda's, Muramana, and Trinity Force. Anivia falls ultimately, looking to get a reset as the members of Vibing are replenished and continue pushing, as they've got minions right behind them, and so do the Frogs. Llune is looking for an engage, while Galio makes the first move and catches 3 people, including that strong Zeri. The Ezreal's looking pretty low too, very low. Anime is on a killing spree as he gets a reset off on his Get Excited passive. And the Nature's Grasp is released defensively, and the Call of the Forge God comes out as well. Zeri ults, looking to space away from the Galio, and Leona, who's charging towards her, and the Jinx is just focusing the tanks constantly and flashes out of turret range, and the Zeri falls as well, but not just as the Jinx falls to the Anivia, and quadra kill actually goes out to the Kindred, who falls to the turret, giving away a bounty over to the Frog's Anivia. True Shot Barrage comes down once again, aims straight down the middle of the map to clear the wave and poke down those minions. Meanwhile, Robes on the Ezreal. I'm certain, very possible for this Ezreal to pick up 2 kills, especially as he's just juked that spell from the Leona. And E's Arcane Shifts gets caught by the Galio, but it's 1v2 in favor of the Frogs. And now double kill goes over the Ezreal, having just respawned, having come out of that fight with 1/3 of his health remaining, and evading the Jinx Rocket on top of all that. Congratulations to him. Vibing's players standing backwards now, as the Frogs have this cannon minion wave shoving in. And they're coming in 5 people strong with lots of healthy health bars. Healthy health bars. Again, here's a peek at the items, and now we're seeing those Ornn items come in, as Ornn is level 16 and is able to upgrade the majority of his teammates' items. I'm seeing ults from both sides getting ready. Anime does get clipped by Robes' Ezreal ult. True Shot Barrage has been hitting at least one person every time it's been fired in this series. It's been very strong. Now we see this bush is loaded with 2 Maokai saplings. Anivia shoves the wave. And we might see the next fight coming real soon, as the waves get closer to each other and people start desiring a shove. All right. Moving forward, Galio makes the first play, as he absorbs a lot of spells and pulls out the Nature's Grasp from the Frogs, who now decide to engage offensively with the Call of the Forge God. I've been kicked out of the lobby, but I'm going back in. I need to see this action. So far, no one's died, and a lot of ults have come out, the Solar Flare included. The Lamb's Respite comes out as well. Leona's solo and gets gunned down by the Zeri. The Frogs decide this is their angle. They have lots of healthy health bars, and there aren't a lot of ults for Vibing to protect themselves with, as triple kill goes over to the Zeri and an ace goes over to Vibing. An ace goes over to the Frogs, who only lose 2 members in the meantime. And they're poised to take this inhib turret as well, continue shoving the wave, and claim that turret in addition. They might even end the game right here, right now, as Leona respawns, but there's an ADC, a mage, and a tank right in front of her. She flashes forward, engages onto Robes' Ezreal. Ultimately is not able to save that turret, and the Frogs are going for a mad dash to finish out this series, ready to clean up, Vibing 2-1, as GoblinWaltz is still alive, autoing the turret, autoing the Nexus, and Anivia ultimately falls. Vibing hold on for dear life as the series is nearly over and that Nexus is almost dead. Going backwards now. Vibing now have the charge. They don't have any super minions behind them though, but they do have the push. Will comes in, flashes, taunts, aiming for the Zeri, but ultimately does not catch her. Call of the Force God comes out. And now we're here for one of the last team fights of the series. KillerRoboConner comes in. Galio also comes in, does not land the dash, and now Leona gets thrown airborne as she falls under the in face of the Frogs members. The Nature's Grass catches multiple people, including the Jinx, who gets slowed down. Lune's on a killing spree as Jinx is now in the back line gunning down the other carries, and double kill goes over to the Galio, who now stands in front of the Nexus turrets of red side team. The Frogs now have no one alive to defend these turrets, and Jinx, with her get excited with her 3 buddies, is now gunning down the turrets. Now a bear Nexus sits in front of her. The health bar is getting super low, and the game and the series goes over to Vibing Noonquiver. Congratulations to the winners of the tiebreaker, Vibing Noonquiver. I'm happy for these players. Here's the scoreboard for anyone who is interested in looking at the damage and gold graphs. Also a review of the KDAs. With a short break, I'm now going to speak with the players if they are all still awake. Very happy for them. And before I forget, I'd like to give credit where credit is due for Riot Games, who have provided a... I'd like to give credit where credit is due to Riot Games for providing the music to this stream. The previous 2 streams in this tournament did not use any music, but for the grand finals of this tournament and for the 5v5 tournament in late 2022, I did use music from their content creator save playlist. And I'll give you guys their credits real quick. There we go. I'll now resize this thing for you guys. Oop. There it is. That is every soundtrack that's been used in this stream. And I recognize the stream's been broken up because of some technical limitations. I also recognize the names that are being cut off. But yes, these are the soundtracks I used as part of the playlist for this event. I'll now take a short water break, and I'll speak with the players. I'll keep it short because this is getting a little late.
Oh,
hello,
hi.
everyone.
We're just talking about
Howdy, guys. Thank you all for being very patient with me in hosting this event.
Oh,
Yes.
you're all good.
Yep, lots of hiccups, but, you know. Anyways, congratulations on winning the tiebreaker for this series and for winning the tournament.
Yay!
Yay.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh.
the first question I'd like to ask is, did everyone have fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so sweaty.
Does,
What the
does
heck?
the amount of sweat equal the amount of fun? Is it a 1-to-1 ratio?
Yeah. If the goal of the tournament was to be competitive, then I hope it could be that way. I did host the tournament so that it could be a nice get-together for everyone. I don't know how often you guys play together, at least behind the scenes before this tournament happened.
Not enough.
I wasn't able to at all because I was busy.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
I play this game too much.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll keep this interview period short. My next question for you guys is, what message would you like to pass on to your opponents? the Frogs played exceptionally well, and before seeing the end of the game, I was certain they would win the series 2-1. What message would you like to pass on?
Part of me just like, I was just like take that Galio punch or something, because I swear to God, Galio kind of strong.
Take the justice punch.
Take the justice punch.
Stop banning Aphelios.
I'm begging you. I just want to play my boy.
Don't play Aphelios. Don't play Aphelios. Take a justice punch. What else? Would you like to leave any other message?
Wait, they're
to
gonna
your
think
opponents?
I said that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they are. It's gonna
GGs.
be great.
Specify
It's
I
great.
didn't say that.
Oh, sure.
All right.
But they played well, and yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
same for them.
Yeah,
that
was actually,
that
like,
was a
fun.
GG, man. That was a
It was
GG.
super fun.
Gotcha.
It was pretty intense at some points. That was great.
I imagine so. It looks like a really intense series.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
I was so
That was
surprised
like-
that we won that last one.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was such a clutch. That was a comeback. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie,
Oh.
I think they could have ended.
They could have.
They could have possibly.
I watched someone flash stun me instead of hit the Nexus.
Hmm.
like-
It was a
They
really
were
close
too
match.
scared. They feared
Yeah.
the justice punch. They feared it. They feared it.
Oh, maybe.
You have an intimidation factor.
But yeah. Anyways, my last question for everyone will be:
Yeah.
what are you guys looking forward to at this coming weekend? Very general
Sleep.
question.
What do I have? What is this weekend? What
What is
What
the
is,
weekend?
what is this weekend?
What is the
what is
weekend?
this weekend? Well, because
This
I
is
work
my
all
weekend.
weekend because freaking college.
Yep.
No, last weekend was the anniversary, so it's not that. Nope, next week is Valentine's.
Okay.
I don't really have. You know what? I'm gonna try to continue Resident Evil 2 and say fuck you to the bastard in the fedora hat and the trench coat because God, I hate him. I don't know
Alrighty.
who he is, but I hate him.
Alright, so you're gonna play some Resident Evil, and who else?
I might try. Nice. I might try and get out of bronze.
Okay. We're gonna get a bronze in
If
the
I
weekend.
I believe. I believe.
If I get to
I
play the
plan
game.
to stay in iron.
Oh,
Gotcha.
If I get to play the game, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know.
I think I will
just
go
checked
to a
in the last-
restaurant.
Nice.
Restaurant.
Last time I played Galio was in 2022,
Oh
Interesting.
wow.
actually. Like in a normal game.
Yeah.
I mean, not an ARAM.
And for reference, you can check
Oh,
the
yeah.
last time you played a champ using a couple websites. One of them is Mastery Chart. MasteryChart.com, I think, lets you see your mastery points as well as graphs that compare everyone's masteries. And it also tells you the last time you played a champ. I believe my oldest champ, the longest I've gone without playing a champ is Ivern. I last played him in December 2019.
Nice.
So, haven't
Nice.
picked the tree man very often.
Lyndon, I have a question.
Yes.
Or I guess it's also directed to all of us.
Yeah.
Would we want to do like as a bonus round the Jax 1v1? And then I'll
That would be up to Declan, not me.
okay.
What? Why up to me? Why are we?
You're
Well,
playing!
A
What
Jax
do you mean?
1v1
Yeah,
might
sure,
be a
sure,
little
sure,
tough
yeah.
because it is getting late for a lot of people. And
Fair.
I do believe at least one person from the Frogs is down. But
okay,
uh
but they want to
Wait,
1v1
that's
me on Jax?
or just
Aw,
do the
hell
one
no.
Oh no.
do between the
Listen,
two teams.
You
Okay.
would dominate. You know this.
Guys,
So
let's do 5v5 Jax.
5v5 Jax.
Nice.
That would be so impossible to cast.
Oh.
That would be
God.
completely impossible to cast, but at least I've memorized the ability names for all of Jax's spells. I haven't done that for every other champion in the game, but hey, for my main, I'll do it for him.
For my mate,
Do
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Do it for him.
Yes.
Do it
It's
for
just-
him.
Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of the night, and you guys can decide whether you'll get the $5 RP or if you want to give it to someone else. So
Wait, are we gonna do the Jax 1v1?
I don't think so. I think they want to go to bed.
I'll ask the
Okay.
frogs, but yeah, it's a little dubious.
Okay.
I don't. I'm down to give it to someone else.
Okay.
You guys can decide, and I'll head over to the frogs.
You know what?
I'll see you. Howdy, gang.
What's up, Llune?
Yo.
Honey.
Well.
We're currently litigating whether or not to ban our highest DPM player.
Alrighty. Well, before you guys do that, I'd like to say thank you for being very patient with me. The competition started with much delay, and I threw the Jax 1v1 as an idea that got shot down immediately, so. Yes. Thank you for
None
coming
of-
up with these ideas.
None of us know how to play Jax.
I
I
see.
do want to say, if you had sold it as 5 independent Jax 1v1s, we would have played it. I don't know
5
about
independent Jax 1v1s, that would be a little wild.
Yeah, from how much we've been memeing on Talon. If you had said Talon 1v1, we would
Yeah,
have.
Talon won. First pick me a Talon. Give me that Talon.
Well, I don't know which one of you is the real robes now that all of you guys are called robes in VC.
We are collectively.
We are rogues.
Alrighty. Well, I'll keep this interview short because it is getting a little late for people. Anyways, my first question is just, did you guys have fun playing the tournament? You guys made it to 2 separate rounds and took our teams to
Most
the
of
absolute
us.
limit.
It was as close as it could get.
Yeah,
It literally was.
yeah. Like we were hitting Nexus. I think we just.
Yeah, we just made some bad calls in the last
Yeah,
literal 60 seconds of that match.
Yeah, slight misplay in the 11th hour, and we just lose. It is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's close enough that a
Gotcha.
slight misplay makes you lose, it feels fair.
Yeah, like I'm fine with
We
it.
regret not banning Leona. We could have had 4 tank bans.
We don't regret banning Aphelios.
All
Or
right.
Samira.
Yes.
Yes.
It is interesting. That was going to be my next question. If you guys had a total 5 bans and not just 3, who else would? Who all would you ban?
I have a huge
Leona
list.
Raikkonen.
Played Galio every game.
I have a really big list of these champions first. Okay.
All right. So can you shorten your list to 5 people?
Yeah, so Ophelia, Samira, obviously those are insta-locked for us. Pike was considered, Oriana obviously considered, we banned Oriana. Leona,
First pick, yeah.
Leona was mentioned. Kindred was on my radar too.
Mm-hmm. Though it was also discussed that we potentially just skill the Kindred.
Yeah. I suppose we could have also looked at like a Twitch ban because it was played every game. And then other champs that I know that the other team plays that we didn't see. Trendemir. I know Gold plays Trendemir and Nico. I think I banned it game 1 and we didn't see it. And the Karma is kind of up there for the ban list as well.
Gotcha.
And then there was like a slight Varus concern, because Anime plays Varus too, but they didn't look like they played AP Varus, so we didn't care.
Cough, cough. If it's AP virus, I'm banning it. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, the AP Varus from the first series you all played.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that hatred goes back a long way. I have
Oh,
nothing to do
yeah,
with this
it's-
tournament.
That is like multi-year length
Listen,
of peace.
a basic ability should not be able to deal 10,000 damage. I'm sorry.
It is a whole lot of damage, yes.
No, that's legitimately. I have literally been hit for 10,000 damage by a Vera's WQ.
Yeah, it deals.
After
Yep.
the 3 autos, yeah.
Yeah. Or even just getting hit by R.
Oh,
I think it was RWQ.
All
And
right.
Yeah.
I died on a like
That's too
11,000 HP cho'Gath.
That is too much.
All right, I see we've sorted out the champions that we would hate to play against most, and also the champs that we researched from our opponents. My next question then would be, let's say the prize instead of $5 RP was $10 RP, and you guys managed to clutch the win. What would you spend that RP on?
Yo,
There was
a Momo.
There was a prize?
A Momo.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was a prize.
There was a prize
Okay,
of $5 RP.
This is literally the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I would have tried harder. Okay.
Syndra skin.
Syndra skin. Okay.
The new dumpling Amumu skin.
Simply for the fact. Oh, you can go.
Oh, I'm holding it for Battlecast Cho'Gath going on skin so I can complete my Cho'Gath collection.
Nice.
And I was gonna say the same thing. The only Ezreal skin that I don't have is the newest one, so I'd by obligation have to buy it, even though I'd probably never use it because it's not a good skin.
I see.
Yeah, my
Mask of the
answer.
Black Rose.
My answer would have been the Kindred skin if I didn't just see that they released a new legendary Jin skin, and I would
see.
I would have saved for that instead.
Nice, nice. Alrighty. So we have some goals in place for, you know, the skins that we want. I personally, I don't buy too many skins when they release. The last skin that I nabbed on release was probably Empyrean Jax. So, yeah. It's a pretty looking skin.
Looking back, the last thing I nabbed on release. Oh God. We're scroll. Oh, Coven Nami.
It's been a little bit ago.
Oh, unless you count the Prestige Chosen of the Wolf Swain. But I had like 400 Mythic Essence, and I was just like, shrug.
Yeah, that Swain skin's
Might as
pretty
well.
sick.
Oh.
Also, it's just like, there's like no Prestige skins I want at this point.
Yeah.
And when I have enough to buy like 3 of them, and something I kind of want, I guess.
That's fair.
My professor wants me to read a 600-page legal document.
Nice.
What the-
Well, I think it should be easy because you already speak English, so.
Yeah, I do have that part down.
Not gonna lie, Mariah, I kind of dig this new profile picture.
All right. Well,
I had a feeling it would vibe with you.
well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the tournament, and I guess I could have been
It
more
was fun.
forward regarding the format, but, you know, we learned.
I mean, we ended up just playing best of 3.
Yeah.
It's fun. I prefer playing extra games.
Yeah. That's fair. And my last question would be, if I were to host another tournament like this one, but the format changed in some ways, would you guys be interested in participating in it?
Yeah, we want to play penalty kick 1v1s.
Penalty kick one.
Yeah. I'm always down.
We'll play other stuff too.
Yeah.
I am, assuming scheduling lines up, I am happy to. This is fun.
Yeah, I like server wars. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
it
it was
builds a
very
lot of
close. It was
excitement
fun.
because it gives you a team to root for. So.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a
I
fan
know.
base in your
I know
server.
some of our server members tune into the streams. Like, I know
Nice.
Nick was watching at least the other time we played.
Yeah.
From work.
Definitely.
I'm just
Anyways.
saying, if you were to do an ARAM off meta only build, my tank Azir is ready.
I see. You know, I know a certain player who built Tank Azir and then got Riot to nerf that build because it was really toxic. Even made it to pro play with it.
Oh, wow.
That's gross.
Yep.
I'll be honest, my tank Azir build is trash. I just was notorious for making some of my friends be very sad because the only thing I know how to do is to EQ shuffle. Azir. That's the only thing I know how to do.
Well, it's very cool if you can do that and survive afterwards.
Get a solid engage, yeah.
Yep.
I get a solid. That's it, and then I pretend to press the soldiers because I don't know how to play auto attacking champion.
You pick all that just to engage. You might as well pick Blitzcrank. He simplifies it all with one button.
That's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
good engage, though. Just eating their whole team into one.
Is AP Maokai off meta?
No.
I don't know.
Nah.
Oh.
They build the Andrews in pro play.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
Now you want to
Anyways.
talk about off meta? You won Talon, I think.
Anyways, I'm going to wrap up the stream, and yeah. I'm glad you guys had fun. If there's another event, I will let you guys know. So I'll see you.
Please do.
Thus concludes the Vibing Kingdom Howling Abyss 5v5 tournament. The Frogs versus Vibing Noonquiver delivered an amazing finals. It was better than anything I could ever ask for. We had very nice players, and they fought their hardest to win the series. And it ended in what I would say is the best way possible. Both teams were hitting the Nexus. Until the very last minute of this series, you could not call it. And I love that. Very lucky to have players who are capable of that. And now we will wrap up the series. I'm glad to have anyone who watched this stream be over here to watch the players enjoy themselves. I loved casting, and I always look to improve myself. I also love following these players, working with their schedules, and seeing what fits. It took a little bit of negotiation to determine the match day today. Originally, this match was supposed to be scheduled 3 days ago, and now we rescheduled it to today. And it turns out 10 bodies were on the Howling Abyss, and we got ourselves a 3-game series even. Everyone was awake enough for 3 games. I'd like to say farewell to the Howling Abyss tournament. If there is another tournament, then we will most surely stream it. But until then, we'll go quiet. Give everyone a break. I'd like to wish everyone a good rest of the week and a good 2025. Take care.